Raceway Park closed over a year ago, and Oahu racers are left with nowhere else to go other than this or drifting at the Aloha Stadium. But there's a fight going on right now to reacquire that former raceway, and it goes all the way to City Hall.
Remember Hawaii Raceway Park, where competitors battle each other on the quarter mile or dirt track every Saturday night?
I'm here in opposition of the rezoning for Hawaii Raceway Park.
I oppose the zoning request.
The only opposition I have is that the site that they have picked.
I'm opposing the zone change. The request of HMC Iron Gate Hawaii Raceway investors.
Today, the battle has less smoke but is just as challenging, as racers are now fighting politicians and a major land developer instead of each other.
We're in opposition of the rezoning of the former Hawaii Raceway Park.
The rezoning will take Hawaii Raceway from presently being zoned as agricultural land to industrial. The present landowner Iron Gate wants to turn the former racetrack into nearly 100 warehouse spaces.
A job creation study for the proposed industrial park estimates that at full development, the property will provide about 1,223 jobs.
That is a sizable impact on water consumption and water disposal. But the size of the amount of cars that will go through there, the amount of pollution produced by those cars, the time in traffic with those cars will all impact our immediate community.
Also coming into question is an environmental impact statement, which was done in 1990.
The EIS for this property was done in 1990. We would consider that antiquated and a new EIS be required of these people. But for whatever reason, DPP is honoring the old, outdated, antiquated EIS.
This original EIS is being accepted by the city's administration by the applicant HMC Iron Gate. The study back then never took into consideration the amount of traffic that would be generated 17 years later.
The developer is relying on a environmental impact statement from 1990.
As we went through the existing industrial park area near Hawaii Raceway, one thing we found was in common: a lot of already existing warehouse spaces and a lot of for sale or for lease signs.
There is a lot of for sale signs out there.
The former raceway operator Mike Oakland, in hearing after hearing before the state and city, claimed he had absolutely no ties to the sale of Hawaii Raceway.
The current property at Hawaii Raceway Park is sold. The buyer and the seller is not Mike Oakland or any of his companies.
Punisher Motorsports uncovered that the transaction between Campbell Estate and present landowner HMC Iron Gate was brokered by a company called Hawaii Motorsports Center Limited Partners. State records show that Hawaii Motorsports Center Limited Partners is owned by Hawaii Motorsports Investment, and the principal for Hawaii Motorsports Investment is none other than track operator Mike Oakland.
We did not find out about the option to buy until it was done.
The deed for Hawaii Raceway shows Iron Gate as the purchaser of the racetrack. On page 3 of the deed, it shows Hawaii Motorsports Center had the rights to purchase the raceway from Campbell Estate, the landowners, on May 18, 2005. The transaction between HMC Iron Gate was registered with the state on July 14, 2006.
So now, instead of us buying it ourselves, as we had asked, it was sold to this mainland firm, and it came with a price tag.
In July of 2006, the assessed value for both parcels that made up Hawaii Raceway had a combined value of $5,724,700.
It doesn't make sense to rezone it, have the value go up, and then have the city condemn it with the high price that it's going to be at.
The acquisition price, if you could share that with the committee.
Right, the 18 million that I quoted again, I believe the actual cost from the seller was about 13 million or so. And then I think they had to buy out someone that had the option on it.
The former leaseholders are now going to be given $5 million as compensation for that option to buy.
Under the former Governor Waihei's administration, a follow-up environmental assessment was done in 1991 by the state of Hawaii. The reason for this follow-up study? To purchase the racetrack property from Campbell Estate. And one of the consultants for the 1991 environmental assessment, none other than Mike Oakland.
We checked various different sites that we might, take into consideration that could have a raceway park there, and there is none. There is none. It's either too close to residential, too valuable of land.
Many in the city and state have recently promised to help Oahu's racing community solve the problem and vowed to find a solution.
We could work with you to see if we can cite some other
I think that there may be opportunities to do that.
But that has been the same promise since 1990 as part of the original environmental impact statement. Quote, "The state and city officials are currently seeking another site for a permanent motorsports facility." That, again, was 17 years ago. Councilman Nestor Garcia wants to explore all possibilities.
The OMAC people have been talking to members of the City Council.
OMAC stands for Oahu Motorsports Advisory Council that claims to represent the former tenants of Hawaii Raceway led by Michael Kitchens.
Mainly the group that's been opposing the efforts to preserve the park is called OMAC.
But does that stop our efforts to still acquire HRP? Absolutely not. It's just another bump in the road. We would hope that this would inspire other racers to get behind this effort because the fat lady hasn't sung yet.
The City Council still has one more vote to go, and it looks like they're going to approve the rezoning, but the state could possibly step in next legislative session to condemn it. So we can continue to send a positive message like this out in the community. For Punisher Motorsports, I'm Tracy Arakaki.